Hello, and welcome to today's LOL Esports Roundup, where we cover the games from earlier today in the LCK, preview tomorrow's LCK schedule, and day one of the LCS that will occur tomorrow night. Reminder, due to the LCS fans wanting the game times to be more, how do I put this? Just better for the West Coast, all my LCS roundups are pushed off to the next night. So, these Thursday games will not be taught. The roundup tomorrow is only going to cover these two games and then preview Friday's LCS schedule. This is because I am not going to be able to do a roundup at 11 o'clock at night and then have a turnaround for the LCK at 3 o'clock the next morning. It wouldn't be right to the members only people because of the prediction video. And it also would only give people a couple hours for the heads up of the LCK, and maybe they're interested to know what's going on in the LCK. So the LCS results are going to be pushed off the next day. So Thursday's games will be on Friday's roundup, and Friday's games will be on Saturday's roundup, and that's just kind of the deal. So I'm 30-9 on the year. I went 1-1 last night. Damwon Kia, D plus Kia, beat Nongshim Red Force 2-0. D plus came in 2-0, Nongshim 0-2. Kana was my MVP. Deft went 9-3-8, 32% damage in bot lane. Canyon 3-1-14 in the jungle. Fiesta 4-5-3, 31% damage for Nongshim. D plus are second in my power rankings. Those were updated yesterday if you missed them. So, why is Kana MVP when his stats aren't listed? He gapped DNDN, I thought. I thought he played a fabulous series, both games getting ahead in a big way and impacting the game towards the latter stages. So his KP wasn't super high, his KDA wasn't super great, but he took DNDN out of the game. Really was the arbiter of the gold lead for, D+. Really, the only bright spot for Nongshim was Fiesta. Fiesta solo killed Deft at one point. I think solo killed maybe even solo killed Showmaker the next game. Played a very good series. His Syndra looks nasty. Really, when we watch a team like Nongshim, we do have to take these little bits and pieces and assess them that way. And be like, hey, this is a young team. It's got to get better game to game, week to week, and not necessarily, it's not necessarily going to be competitive against really good teams right away. This is a very, very young team. And they triple banned Sylvie in game one, which I thought was cringe. I don't think Sylvie's the best player on Nongshim, but they did it nonetheless. Sandbox and KT, both coming in 1-1. KT were 6th in my power rankings, and they lost. Sandbox winning 2-1. Willer ends up being MVP. Envy, 14-6-14, 32% of damage in bot lane as Envy continues Prince's legacy with Sandbox. Birdall 6-6-12 in top lane. Aiming for KT went 12-7-17 for 30% of damage. Oh, I thought I heard a noise there. So why is Willer MVP? Well, Cuz is the MVP for Sandbox, that's why. So game one, Cuz missed 4 consecutive smites on Drakes and Barons, resulting in Willer stole 4 objectives in a row. I don't remember if I've ever seen a player lose 4 objectives in a row. You can cite, Pioshik did this at Worlds, or this player's missed smites before, and this and that, and a lot of players have missed smites. It's a thing, it happens. But to do it 4 times in a row, almost after the second time you start getting in your head, and it was bad. Missed 4 smites, and really that lost them game 1, in my opinion. Game 2, KT really came back firing and dominated in a way that was this is KT. This is what we expected out of KT, right? And game 3 was a lot closer, but Sandbox took it. And in the end, KT really struggled because I did not play a good series. I don't think that can be explained enough. Keen and Birdall really went back and forth. I thought Keen got the better of Birdall across the entire series. Games 2 and game 3, definitely. I think he solo killed Birdall in game 2, and game 3 was ahead in farm the whole entire time. I don't understand why they really didn't try and get him ahead of the Kesante more, because it seemed like Keen continued to split push throughout the game until the bitter end, and it wasn't really getting really getting much out of it. So that was a problem. You know, it's unfortunate. I have KT in the top. I mean, I had KT in my. I say in my power ranking videos, the first column is who I think, you know, they can be competitive at an international tournament and possibly win the thing, right? And KT are not proving it. I mean, I said in the Discord, I don't adjust my power rankings till the next week because I don't want to make emotional decisions, and this is why. Because, you know, a team like KT doing this is unacceptable. As Sandbox steps it up, right? They are playing very well, and like I said, Envy's taking the crown left behind by Prince, and it makes you wonder. Now, you know, we're going to preview later, but is FlyQuest? Well, is Prince? Is it Prince or is it Cal? Like Cal's the holdover here, right? Cal looks really good today. His Ash in the game was fabulous, hitting many arrows. It seemed like he was hitting more arrows than we usually see. And if Envy's carrying that torch now, makes you wonder if it's Cal who's doing it, the support. Sneak peek for tomorrow: LCK, Gen.g, and Fred at Brian. Sorry. Bro is 2-0. Gen.g 1-1, 7th in the power rankings. Last time Gen.g took the Rift, they beat DRX 2-0 soundly. Bro beat the Freaks 2-1. Last time they played was week 9, day 1 of summer. 6 out of 10 players from that series are going to be on the same team tomorrow. 7 if you count Delight, who has went from Bro to Gen.g. Damn, to Gen.g. Peanut led the way, 4-2-15. Umpty 6-6-10. I just wanted to find a matchup that lined up, and it was better than the Doran Morgan matchup. The matchup I want to see is Pays Delight, Henna Effort. Discord agrees, 6 out of 9 people. You know, Pays has to step it up, right? Pays has to continue to progress. It's important. Henna and Effort have shown to be pretty solid so far this year. Effort was my top-rated support yesterday in my my top performers video. Gotta emphasize my now. Sorry, gotta emphasize that it's my top performers, not the top performers. But nevertheless, so that's the thing. I think that Gen.g. I mean, this is a test for Bro. This is a test. I gotta stop yawning, damn it. I'm just yawning because I'm talking about Bro. You know how I feel. After that, we got T1 and KDF. T1 first in my power rankings until they lose, 2-0. Freaks 0-2. T1 beat KT 2-1. Freaks lost to Bro 2-1. Week 6, day 2 of summer, they played 6 out of 10 players. Still are on those teams. T1 won 2-1. The same players are the supports. Carrier went 1-5-19. And if Moham plays, he went 3-6-28. Last time Moham did play, June played in the first series of the year, so I don't know what CV Max has planned. Faker versus Bulldog is the matchup I highlighted. Discord, 7 out of 8 people voted similarly. You have the GOAT and you have a young stud. And I think that's being generous, maybe not studly yet, but he has been the biggest damage dealer for the Freaks in both losses. I think he's had some bright spots. His karma looked very good, and we've seen some karmas really struggle, so it's a good thing to see out of the kid. And this is a monster test, right? This is a monster test for him, but he's done better than expected. That's his pace. I mean, both 17-year-olds have done better than I expected. I think comparing one to Ruler and Bulldog to anybody, you know, is outlandish. LCS opening day, 100 Thieves, and C9 will start us off. C9 21st in my power rankings. They played summer finals. C9 won 3-0. Half of the players from that series are in the one tomorrow. Blabber and Closer being in the same position. Blabber 13-6-30. Closer 4-14-10 in that swept loss. So very one-sided. Tenacity and Fudge is the matchup I like. I want to see what Tenacity's got. Many consider Fudge to be the best Western top laner in North. Oh, sorry, not Western. The best LCS, like NAOS, if you could say that. Top laner. Damn it, I apologize for all this yawning. Summit, surpassed him. But Tenacity has some really, really, really good numbers. People have been talking about him for years now. There's a lot of hype. I'm interested to see that matchup. Discord, 5 out of 9 people want to see the old man double lift and the young kid support Buzio against Berserker and Sven, and I can't blame them for that. That's going to be very entertaining. Golden Guardians and EG. Last time they played was week 8, day 1. EG won. 6 out of those 10 players are still in the series, and I am wrong, actually. It is 5 out of 10. It is 5 out of 10. I apologize. It should be, I should have River and Inspired up there. Jojo Pune went 1, 1, and 5. River and Inspired's numbers weren't great in that game. That's why I went Jojo and a mid, but I wrote a Blaze Olive, and he plays for Immortals now. So I don't know why I did that. River and Inspired is a matchup I want to watch. Discord, 5 out of 8 people agree. I think River and Gory are going to be the keys to success for EG. And, River and Gory will be the successes for GG against EG. And I could see people wanting JoJo versus Gory as well. Gory is supposedly supposed to, I have heard from some pundits that they have said that Gory is going to be the best mid laner in the LCS this year. I think Vikla is going to be personally, but we'll see. Fly and TL, speaking of Vikla, they played in the playoffs. TL would win 3-1. Only one player from the starting 10 are still in the lineup, and it is Core. Core JJ went 6, 10, and 40. Vikla and Harry is the matchup I want to watch. Vikla, obviously, like I said, I think he is the best mid laner in the LCS this year. Coming off of a Rookie of the Year in the LCK, I thought he played fabulous. With KT, some people thought he was average. I thought he was upper half, and at his age, that's pretty damn good. Now, Harry is coming from the LCS Academy system where he dominated. He definitely earned that right to be called up. He should have been called up well before this, but with Bjergsen in the way, it's not going to happen. So we're going to see how this matches up, right? Rookie of the Year in the LCK versus a player that definitely belongs in the LCS. Discord, 7 out of 10 people want to watch the bot lane matchup of Prince Winsome against Yeon and Core, because Isla's not playing. I don't know why I even wrote Isla down. You can't read it anyways. Who am I kidding? That I didn't even need to say it. You wouldn't have even seen it. But yeah, Prince versus Yeon, I guess. Similar situation. Prince was my LCK MVP last year. I know some people had Peanut or Ruler. I had Prince. And I think that's the thing. Prince versus Yeon. But I think the gap is just as big between Core and Winsome. Winsome did not look good with C9 last year. So that's the thing. CLG and Dignitas, week 6, day 2. CLG would win. 6 out of the 10 people from that game are in the game tomorrow. Both bot laners is the only matchup that matches. Luger, 8, 2, and 5. Spawn, 2, 6, and 8. So Spawn really struggled in that one as a rookie. He is an older rookie. So we'll see what happens. This should be a close game, I think. Dig obviously spending with Armit, Santorin, Jensen. And CLG sticking with what they had. Discord does not agree with me, though. 3 out of 8 people want to see Dokla and Armit because they can't resist the Narmut. So that's a thing. TSM and Immortals finish us off. That is the game that makes you be like, come on, this should have been in the middle of the day. Like, really, honestly, the people are complaining about LCS scheduling and they need to improve it, this, that, and the third. Putting the game that has the 2 absolute worst teams in the region, possibly in the 4 major regions against each other, at 10 o'clock at night for East Coast. Europe ain't staying up for that thing, no way, no how. I don't really love the thought of having to stay up to watch that. It's like, it's not going to, I really don't think it's going to be that entertaining. So why not stick it like here? Stick it here, put like, I don't know, this one last or something, like swap these 2 games. So, I mean, I know people say, oh, well, we want to put the good games first or this or that. It's like, no one's going to want, you're going to lose viewership in the end. Like, that's what's going to happen. Week 5, day 2, Immortals won. 4 out of 10 people from that game play in tomorrow's. Kenby won 6, 1, and 6, leading the way for Immortals. Neo and Chime Tactical and Fleshy is the matchup to watch. 6 out of 9 people agree. Fleshy is one of the best players in the Korean boot camp out of all the LCS players. So I'm intrigued to see what he does. Coming from the TCL on a team that was super cracked. I really was hoping Balulu would play, but Balulu's got visa issues, so we'll wait on that. I don't know if there's any other visa issues to talk about outside of Isla. Guess we'll find out tomorrow. But nevertheless, that's it for my LOL Esports Roundup. Like I said, remember, tomorrow's Roundup will be covering these two games, previewing Friday's LCS slate without even taking this into account because this hadn't happened yet when I do that Roundup. So keep that in mind. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube member. And thank you for watching.